Good morning. As we are approaching the end of your pay period and on target, we wanted to just send you a little reminder tutorial on what you need to do to make sure you're closing out the pay period and wrapping up your timesheet with as much accuracy and completeness as possible. I'm going to walk through these steps on the desktop first, and then we'll also jump over to my mobile device so you can see the same reconciliation process on the mobile app. So first, I'm going to log in. And you will likely remember that you start your notes from the schedule. And then as you launch those notes, complete the notes, and sign the note, it will then populate to your timesheet. Pay period ends every Sunday night for now until we move the full payroll process to on target. So every Sunday, or some folks Monday morning, would want to come in and complete the steps that I'm about to show you. So when I first log in, it defaults to the dashboard, and here I can see on my unsigned notes dashlet, these are notes that I have not yet signed. And we know that if they aren't signed, then they aren't on the timesheet. And if they aren't on the timesheet, we cannot get paid for this time. So this is my first clue of things that I need to address. You can jump right into these individual notes from the dashboard. It will take you straight to this event. Here you can review that all the elements of the note are complete. We have the signature. We've completed all these goals, outcomes. The time is done. I'm going to save this one more time. It prompts me that because all the goals have been addressed, I can now sign the note. I put in my password again, and remember, your password is what constitutes signing the note. We can get confirmation here that now this note has been saved. If I go back to my dashboard, now we're down to just these two events. So ideally, you would clean this list out in its entirety, because any of these listed here represent notes that you started but didn't complete. Okay, so that's first step, is to look here at unsigned, unapproved notes. From there, you could also go to the schedule. And again, with this demo environment, we have a lot of things on the schedule. This is not what I would expect your schedule to look like. But here at the schedule, I can click on the Show Note Not Created. And this is going to show me any scheduled events where I didn't begin the note. So separate from what we see here, these are notes we started but didn't complete. These are events that we were scheduled to work and never began the note. So you would want to come in and click on these events. And make sure we can complete these notes. Take care of this one real quick. We had a really good week. We did everything independently. I'm going to remember this signature is the client or their guardian signature, not your own. So don't copy me. You should have your client put in their signature here. Now we get that same confirmation, everything's been addressed. Because I'd never clocked out for this, I'm going to take care of that now. Your reason and action codes might be different depending on why you forgot to clock out or neglected to clock out. Now all that's taken care of. We'll try this one more time. All right, now we get this confirmation that it's been completed. And with this, this is ultimately what you're looking for. Auto imported to timesheet successfully. So we can go back now to the schedule. Remember, this was 415 for CLS EBB. And if we search again, now that event is gone. So one more time, the two places you want to check from the desktop, you want to go to your dashboard and complete any notes that are listed here as unsigned. Then you want to go to your schedule to address any scheduled events that don't have a note. So this show note not created. Once you feel confident that those two areas have been reconciled and everything is complete, your last step is to come down to your timesheet and find the pay period that you're about to complete, which will be this one. Okay. You want to look here for the total hours and confirm that this is what you expect. Now, for some of you, it may be a little inflated if you have 2 weeks worth of time on this individual timesheet. It may reflect the sum of some notes that were completed in the previous week, because right now you are currently on a bi-weekly pay period. We are really going to add the total of these 2 paychecks when we cut your check next week. Again, when we move to payroll in on target, we will all move to weekly timesheets and weekly paychecks. So that's why we're getting everyone in the habit of looking at their weekly totals. So again, the last step on Sunday night or Monday morning is to come to your timesheet, confirm this total, and then you can sign the timesheet here. You can see now this timesheet has been signed. Okay. Now I'm going to actually unsign this because I want to show you the same steps on my mobile app. And while I switch to that device, I'm going to go to the On Target app here and log in. So this navigation is a little different. Rather than having the dashboard like we do on the desktop, you've got a couple of other options. You can actually start here at the Action Center. And this will show me notes that need attention. So these are notes that have not been started or have not been signed. You can also see that detail here at the notes section. So you can go to unsigned notes. Now, you may remember that these 2 events here that are unsigned notes, that correlates exactly with the 2 events that we saw on the dashboard back at the desktop. So to reconcile those, you really want to come to unsigned notes, and these are the 2 notes that we've started and need to complete. So I can hit continue note here. Same steps. Again, this is where your client or their guardian should be signing, not you. And then we can go to the last step to confirm the time. Now, this is actually going to result in an invalid time clock because this demo environment, we were clocking in and out and trying to show you the workflow really quickly. So I'm going to adjust that just a little bit. Again, these reason and action codes may not align with what's appropriate for your reasons for why you did not clock in or out. Excuse me. Now put in my password one more time. This is the final step in signing my note. Got some overlapping time. So let's change this. Again, we would not expect this in real life. This is just because we've got a lot of notes here in this demo environment. There we go. That's actually a really good example. If you are manually entering in those times, you do need to put 05 or 07 in the hours space. You can't just put 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You have to put 0500. And so again, we were here at notes and unsigned notes. We did have two. Now we're down to just this one. So this is the list you want to clear out. And then you can go backwards to schedules to see any scheduled events that are left without a note that need to be addressed. Remember, this is only going to go backwards 7 days, so you can start here. But if we're going further back, for some of you, you're going to go to the Action Center to see any of the full list of the last 30 days of notes that need your attention. Okay, so all of these that say start note, you would want to complete. Okay. Last step on the timesheet. You will see this pending timesheet. This is exactly what we just saw on the desktop. And so on the desktop, remember I highlighted at the bottom where you want to look at the total hours. Here, it's highlighted up in the top, this very first yellow box that says 9.85 total hours. You want to confirm that. And if that looks correct, the last thing you're going to do is come down and sign the timesheet. Once you've done that, and the timesheet is signed successfully, it will tell you you have no pending timesheets for today, and it will be listed here under signed timesheets. So this is the final state. This is what you're looking for on Monday. Timesheets are due by 5 o'clock on Monday. That gives us the ability to make sure we can check everything and get people paid appropriately and on time. So anything that you can do to make sure that you're completing this by 5 o'clock on Monday gives everyone a better chance of getting paid appropriately and timely. Hope that helps. Please remember to check for unsigned notes, check your schedule for notes you haven't started, and then last step, check the total on the timesheet and sign your timesheet all by 5 o'clock on Monday. Thanks so much.